What you see here is India. It is very different from what we are used to seeing here in the United States. When considering international business, it is very important to understand the cultural and communication differences that may be present. Today, Daniel Smala, Lisa Yaglinski, and myself, Alexis Mooney, will be going over some of the major do's and don'ts of business communication in India.
Hi y'all, how you doing today? I don't think I know your names. Who are you?
I'm Daniel.
Oh, it's nice to meet you.
Wrong.
And then your name is? Oh, okay, so do you want...
Wrong.
No? Okay, just gonna...
When addressing the other attendees of a meeting, do not use your index finger to point at anyone or any object of cultural or religious importance. Also, using your left hand to shake the hand of someone else is disrespectful. The left hand is seen as unclean and should only be used collectively with the right hand. It should never be used alone. Not only should you arrive to your meeting on time, but you should also be dressed appropriately. Casual clothing is unacceptable in a business meeting. What you are looking at here is what would be considered appropriate business attire in India. The expectations for business attire in India are much like what we expect here in the United States. Women should wear a business professional dress or a business suit and blouse. The shoulders and knees should both be covered with the clothing. Men should wear a business suit and jacket. During the hot season in India, it is more acceptable for men to dress without a jacket. When you are greeting another person in India, you should use your right hand to shake theirs rather than your left. Another appropriate greeting in India is the Namaste gesture, in which you bring your hands together, flat in front of your chest, and slightly bow your head at the person you are greeting. They will respond with the gesture at the same time. In this photo, we see an example of an acceptable pointing gesture. Here, Lisa has straightened all of her fingers and uses her whole hand to point at the object of interest. Here's another example of an appropriate pointing gesture. All of the fingers are wrapped into the hand except for the thumb, which rests on top of the other fingers, almost in the fish shape. The thumb points at the item of interest. Much like here in the US, being on time for a meeting is very important. Showing up late is a sign of disrespect and disorganization, so showing up a little early is usually preferred.
Wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
In this scene, not only is the American businesswoman shaking with her left hand, but she is also touching the Indian business partners' heads. It is never okay to touch the head of the person from India. It is another sign of disrespect.
Sorry I'm late. I really do apologize, but I think we should just get straight down to business and call it good, because I'm just ready to get this meeting over and done with. So, y'all ready?
In addition, you should know that it is seen as disrespectful for any member other than the most senior Indian officer to take charge in leading the conversation during a meeting.
Hello. Hi, Lisa. It's nice to see you here on time.
Yeah, it's nice to see you here too. Alrighty. So, how's your family?
Oh, they've been so good. My daughter just got the captain of her softball team.
Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Girl power, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know, I was always really excited when I got to make it on the softball team, and especially captain, that's really up there. So congrats on her for that.
Thank you. Looks like they're gonna have a pretty good season.
We just saw many important do's to know when communicating in a business setting in India. We saw that the American businesswoman arrived on time to her meeting in India, which was appreciated by the other people present. When greeting her Indian business partner, Lisa offered her right hand for a handshake rather than her left. We also saw that there was some personal conversation about family at the beginning of the meeting. You must be comfortable answering personal questions and speaking about your personal life with your business partners. This is because Indians like to get to know the people that they are conducting business with. so this is an important part of a business meeting. While you are expected to arrive on time, it is important to know that the meeting won't necessarily start on time. Senior officials may be late, and the personal conversation may extend the start time of a meeting.
Sorry I'm late. I just got back from my boyfriend's place, and I just realized I have the biggest foot callus on my foot right here. You see what I'm talking about? I don't think you see what I'm talking about.
Wrong.
Can you look at it?
Wrong.
Bro, like, can you look at my
Wrong.
foot? Here, I think you should really look at my foot. You should really.
Not only in a meeting, but anytime you're communicating with a person of Indian background, you should not show the soles of your feet, touch another person with your feet, or point your feet at another person or an important object. Feet are seen as unclean, much like the left hand. It is also unwelcome for an individual to step over another person or an object of importance. To avoid pointing your feet at other people or important objects, you should keep them tucked under your seat or crossed at the ankles.
Wrong.
As we discussed, there's a specific way to exchange business cards in India. When presenting someone else with one of your own, you should hold your business card at the top with the thumbs and index fingers of both of your hands. Then, extend your card towards the person you are offering it to. When receiving a business card, you should accept it with your thumbs and index fingers. You should then take a few moments to study the card and then place it in the breast pocket of your jacket or set it on the table in front of you. Thank you for listening. Today we taught you the do's and don'ts of business communication in India. To recap, when doing business in India, you should not dress inappropriately, use your left hand to touch or shake the hand of another person, point with your index finger, arrive late, try to get straight to business, take the lead in the conversation, show the soles of your feet, step over someone or something of value, point or touch another person or important object with your feet, touch someone else's head, or present your own or accept another person's business card in any way other than the accepted way. You should dress appropriately, greet someone with a shake using your right hand or using the namaste gesture, point with your thumb or whole hand, show up on time, accept the meeting will not necessarily start on time, get to know the other attendees of the meeting, allow the senior officer to lead the meeting, cross your feet at the ankles or keep them tucked under your seat, apologize if you do touch someone with your feet, and present or accept a business card in the accepted format.